Are you sure about this?
Where the north wind
It's time they know.
meets the sea.
My magic can feel it.
There's a river
I can feel it.
of memory. Leave my God.
Wake up!
Safe and sound. For in this river all is found.
Okay. Hello. I forgot. I will do that later in a second. It's been a long time coming since I've done a Frozen video, but we're back and better than ever, baby, because I'm about to give you the best theory of all. Anyways, there is a lot we have to review. I had to rewatch every single one of my videos and it was excruciating because it's really hard to watch yourself. Oh my god, it's really hard. Okay, time for shoutouts. We have Collins Filler J, Juliana Seishi, Ems Benz, Mochi, Lucy ASMR, Emma Ayala, Anya's Adventures, Storytime, and Dude. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Like, I genuinely really appreciate it, and I love you all so much. If you want a shout out in the next video, let me know in the comments below and you may have a shout out.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Get my words together. In the video where I talk about the chart, this chart right here from Frozen 2, we talk about how I have no idea what this freaking means. Everything else, I just couldn't figure out what they meant. And I bought the size, some little things here and there, but I was wrong. I was so wrong. Oh my god, do I know the story now? What I was right about though, what I think I'm right about, is that it actually tells a story of how the world came to be.
Looks like some sort of being. A divine being?
I know who this divine being is, but I won't tell you yet. Let's start from the very beginning. It's gonna be a long video, so get your popcorn ready because I'm about to explain it to you all. Everything since the very beginning of time, baby. So let's go. We have our first symbol here, and this is our divine being, and right on top of her is the moonstone opal. Why do I think it's the moonstone opal? Because it looks exactly like the moonstone opal. Here's a picture. Yeah, and if you don't know what the moonstone opal, clearly you haven't seen my Tangled videos, because there is a Tangled series where the moonstone opal is described.
Mysterious event in the heavens divided an ancient power in two.
You can check those videos out if you really want to see it, but basically the moonstone opal is the exact opposite of the sundrop flower. The sundrop flower gives life.
Heal what has been hurt.
Yay, you know. And the moonstone opal does the exact opposite. It gives destruction and decay. But it does do one good thing. Rocks. Which in the series is a bad thing, but you know, it can be used for good. And this is what I think the divine being did. I think the divine being used a black rock incantation to create land. The divine being uses the moonstone opal. She emerges from the water, and I'll tell you why I think that in a second. And then she creates the elemental chart, which has water, earth, wind, and fire. Then she puts them into the rightful place, which earth, wind, and fire go onto the land, while water goes into the water, obviously. I don't think she created water though, because she emerges from the water, but I'll get back to that in a second. There was still darkness. There was no sun, no light, no life. And I think this is the moon, even though it's not the moonstone opal, but it's the sign for it. So this divine being gathered up water, moon, and the sun drop and made them work in harmony. The whole Tangled series is the moonstone trying to find the sun drop flower and the sun drop flower trying to get back to the moonstone opal.
Two elements long to reunite.
they belong together. And this is basically what that says, the sun and the moon together. The water's from the moon because it creates the tides and it connects to the moon. Fire, sun, duh, same thing. Water and earth work together. Water and wind work together. It's a nice little balance, which helps create the nature, the sea animals, the land animals, and the human beings. Through that, everything is working in harmony. The land connects to the sea, the people connect to animals as animals connect to people. There is day and there is night, but then there's something weird going on here. The moon and the moon. As we all know, so far, we need the sun to be with the moon so that they don't overpower each other. But now we have the moon and the moon, and now we see an unbalance. The divine being doesn't even want to look at what has been created. Wind, fire, and earth are there. She emerged from the water again and used water to create Atahalan so that Atahalan can have all of the secrets. Everything you want to know is in Atahalan.
Only Atahalan knows. Atahalan.
However, because of the moon, it turned to ice. And that's where the story is so far. Hopefully I got all of that correctly, and if I didn't, well, it's my theory. And if you have any suggestions or ideas or theories as to what you think it may be, then you let me know as well. Now, who do I think this divine being is? This divine being is Tafiti. Why do I think this? In Moana, it says, in the beginning there was only water, and Tafiti emerged from the water and her heart had the power to give life. So I believe she is the spirit of life, and I believe she is the one who created all of this. Therefore, the divine being is Tafiti. And this is why she didn't create the water, because she emerged from it. The water was there. In the beginning, there was only water, and that's what is shown here. Alright, so we know the beginning, we know the story of Frozen and their universe and the elements. So what? What about it? I want to prove the fact that there are more elements in this Frozen universe than Frozen 2 makes it out to be. Because in Frozen 2, it only says that there are 4 elements, and then there's a 5th spirit, which is the human spirit, which is Elsa. And she is the first. That is so wrong, and I'll tell you why in a second. In the movie, the Northuldra people are highly inspired by the Sami people, and they believe that everything in nature has a spirit. So not just the little elements that we see in the movie, but literally everything. Every single thing in nature has an element, a spirit, whatever. So that kind of just proves my point, but if you want further proof, I'll give it to you. In the movie, it says that the spirits completely vanished after this whole attack.
The spirits then vanished.
And they were never to be seen again. However, that is not freaking true, because when we go into the Enchanted Forest, we see all of the elemental spirits right away. They didn't vanish. We see them. So that leads me to believe that there are other spirits that were there that had vanished. You want more proof? More proof? Okay, I'll give you more proof. Elsa is not the only 5th spirit. Well, she is at the moment, but in history there have been other 5th spirits, and I know this to be true because there is a little short after the movie came out about the Northuldra side of this whole war thing, and it specifically states that the 5th spirit was born, and then the 5th spirit lost its balance, which created chaos. This is when the other elements vanished. However, when this happened, Elsa was not born yet, so it couldn't have been her. She couldn't have been the 5th spirit. There was another spirit before her. You want more proof? Fine, I'll give you more proof. Honeymarin, she says that they heard the 5th spirit's call the day that the war happened, yet the 5th spirit was not born at that time, according to the movie. Elsa hadn't been born yet. Having said that, I believe that the mom was the original 5th spirit, or at least one of them, the one before Elsa, of course. Okay, someone needs to be the 5th spirit, the human spirit. So Tafiti appoints Iduna to be the 5th spirit, and this is why the wind spirit loves Iduna, protects her at all costs. And once the 5th spirit lost its rhythm, everything turned upside down. And the reason the 5th spirit lost its rhythm is because she saw the reindeer spirit pass away. Whoa. Reindeer spirit? What the heck are you talking about? In the deleted scenes of Frozen, this is a lot of recap, but in the deleted scenes of Frozen, they introduced a character that was not actually in the movie, but was supposed to be in the movie. This character is a man who is dressed like a reindeer, and the actual Sami people, not just nostalgia, but the actual Sami people hold reindeer at the highest level. They're beautiful creatures and magical, and they respect them so much. And there is a reindeer spirit that is the highest of them all, and I believe that this is the reindeer spirit. And then Iduna, the fifth spirit, saw the reindeer spirit pass away through the hands of the father of her future husband, and she devastated, in complete and utter shock. Then she saved her future husband, and the wind spirit protected them both. And then they fled outside of the forest. The fifth spirit was gone, missing. So what did the forest do to protect itself? Covered it in mist. They needed that fifth spirit, so they enclosed and went into defense mode. And then time passes, blah blah blah. Iduna dies, whatever. But she can't fully pass away because she's the fifth spirit, and she needs to appoint someone else to be the fifth spirit before she fully passes away, which is why she calls for her daughter, draws her into Ahtohallan so she could transfer her powers onto Elsa. Elsa was not originally the fifth spirit. Elsa turned into the fifth spirit after the whole Ahtohallan thing, after she transformed. And we know she transformed because she's much more powerful after her journey into Ahtohallan. She's able to stop a massive wave from crashing into Arendelle when she couldn't even cross the ocean at first. So yes, she was not the original fifth spirit. It was Iduna who was the original fifth spirit. Tefiti was the creator of all, and now we know that there are more spirits than the movie leads on to believe. Let's look at who else is an elemental spirit. Clearly, we have our most basic. We have our fifth spirit in the middle, which is Elsa. She is the bridge that connects the spiritual world and the physical world. And now we have water, fire, wind, and earth. Obviously, these are basic elements that are seen in the movie. Now, besides these 4 diamonds, we have other diamonds, and in total there are 16 diamonds. 16 spirits in total. Some are going to be from the physical world and some from the spiritual world. Right now, we're only looking at the physical world, and which I believe are these 4 other bigger diamonds. I believe these are, of course, Tefiti at the very top. She is the creator. She is the life spirit. She is what grants life. Then at the very bottom, we have the animal spirit. Animals need to have a spirit. They have a human spirit. They have an animal spirit, of course. And the animal spirit is represented by the great reindeer spirit. It just has to. The Sami people believe in the great reindeer spirit, so he has to be in this chart. By the way, the reindeer spirit is shown right here. Now, what could the other possible elements be? It literally all started with the moonstone opal, and then it needed the sun to control its powers. So the sun and the moon both need to be there. And what's her name? I don't remember her name exactly, but she says that we are the people of the sun.
We are the people of the sun.
So the sun has to be another spirit, right? Sun spirit is represented by the sundrop flower, and the moon spirit is represented by the moonstone opal. And who are the other spirits? I don't know. We can save that for another video. But I am happy with what we're at right now, and I completely eliminated Rapunzel and other characters from this because they are humans, and there is only one human spirit, and it is Elsa. So I was wrong about that, so this is why this is a revised theory, and I'm actually really happy with what we have now. If you have any other ideas or any other suggestions or any other theories, please let me know. I had such a blast recording this, and I love you all so freaking much, and it feels nice. It just feels nice to record another Frozen theory. I love you. Goodbye.